What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast. This is my first time going live on YouTube like this. Man, you're gonna start seeing more YouTube videos and things like that sort. But I'm Tyson the West Coast Cowboy. If you already know, man, put out a lot of great videos and content as far as Dallas Cowboys, and I've been doing it for about 2.5 years strong. So I appreciate everybody for liking and subscribing and following the page, man. Just right out the muscle, man. This morning, I'm up here looking at some of this film from the Cowboys versus Washington Redskins game, and I'm just looking at this game right now, man. It's just as far as the running attack, Dallas Cowboys did a phenomenal job, man, of executing their keys as far as making sure they always understood where Adrian Peterson was and where Bibbs was at all times. Like they did a phenomenal job of making sure they understood and recognizing where they are on each play, whether that being a linebacker, whether that being the safety, or even the corners, because the corners even did a really good job of just tackling all around too. So man, they just did a just phenomenal job limiting Adrian Peterson to 12 attempts, 35 yards. They basically gave him the same business that they gave Ezekiel Elliott when we played them a couple weeks back. Because remember, a couple weeks back, Ezekiel Elliott had similar stats. The only difference is he had 33 yards, where Adrian Peterson only had 35. So, man, I was very, very happy to see what the Dallas Cowboys were able to do. Man, I'm just like, I'm looking at this film, man, and I know that the Dallas Cowboys can even play better, man. What's up with y'all? I got two people on here watching, man. Good morning. Um, I got so shout out to the two people that's watching. Make sure you throw some in the comment box. But yeah, I'm just looking at this film, man. I'm looking at this film, and I'm already getting myself anticipated for this Saints game, man, because it's going to be a lot of drama. It's going to be a lot of hoopla. It's already a lot of drama and hoopla as far as like people talking noise and saying what they want to say about this Cowboys and Saints game. But man, the Cowboys, I think, are going to be able to come out there and give them a different formula that they have not been able to see. And the reason for that is because, man, the Saints are a pass-heavy team. What's up with you, Fred Woods? Good morning, man. The Saints are a pass-heavy team. Well, we're a type of team that we're a bend and don't break defense where we're gonna give you a little, but we ain't gonna give you so much. Like what gives me reservation, what gives me some type of like hope is simply that goddamn Atlanta game, man. When it comes to the passing attack, the Atlanta Falcons 28 points at home, right? Not only are they 28 points at home, these dudes were 13 for 14 in the red zone at home. That is perfect. If your kid right now said, Daddy, I got 13 out of 14 right, you'd be like, it's not bad. Like, good job. Well, imagine going to the end zone, going to the red zone 13 out of 14 times and scoring. Like, that's ridiculous. Statistically, over the last 2 years, also, the Atlanta Falcons have been one of the best, if not one of the best home team in the National Football League. So if you had to ask me right now, West Coast, what would you rather do? What would you rather do? Would you rather go to Atlanta and play Atlanta at home? Or would you rather stay at home and play Drew Brees in New Orleans? I'm going to keep it real with you. Regardless of records, I'm going to probably tell you I'd rather play Drew Brees at home. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because, man, you saw what happened to us in Atlanta last year. You know what I'm saying? So for the Cowboys to be able to go into Atlanta and play very not just like accidentally well, but the Dallas Cowboys played very, very convincingly well against the Atlanta Falcons. So it's just like, man, I sit back and I think about that, and I'm just like, I'm contemplating. I'm like, wow, like, if the Cowboys are able to do that, then why wouldn't they be able to, if you're gonna eat an elephant, you're gonna eat them on piece by piece. You ain't gonna try to eat the elephant, all at one time. You're gonna eat the elephant piece by piece. So beating the Saints is not necessarily just like about beating their team. What it's really gonna come down is beating their concept and beating what they're gonna put on the field. When it comes, I don't think it can get no worse than what we saw in Atlanta. I just don't believe now. I think the difference between Atlanta and New Orleans is Atlanta executes, but Atlanta they pass the ball 73% of the time, like 73% of the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, When people tell me, oh, the Saints are going to come in here and they're going to do this, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I do believe the Saints are going to present a challenge. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and try to fake the funk on a nasty dunk, try to act like I don't believe they're not going to be a challenge, because they are going to be a challenge. But what I believe is, I don't believe that the Saints are a challenge that is an unbeatable challenge. Like, I just don't believe that. My thing is this: when it comes to like high school, college football, NFL football, this will never change. A team that gives, I will never be intimidated about a team, no matter how many points you score. If you go out there and you allow people to score 30 and 40 points on you, like, I do not care. And that has happened to these Saints. You know what I'm saying? Where they have allowed, yeah, they're beating people, but at the same time, like I watched that Rams game and the Chiefs game, and I said, yeah, there was a lot of great offensive production, and yeah, I know that's the new way of the NFL. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the defensive coaches in those games later on that day, promise you, man, they were yelling just as loud as each other, no matter if they won or lost. Why? Because they gave up almost 500 yards and 50 points apiece. That is not your defense does not go into a game saying that we're going to be successful by giving them 500 yards and 50 points. That's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? So my thing, same thing with these Saints, man. Like, they're still, yeah, they're scoring. They're scoring because in some of these games, they're scoring because they have to. So I think the Cowboys can present a challenge. If anything, I know people like to, if you wanted some hope, I remember in 2009 when the Saints where they almost went undefeated. I think they were like 9-0. I was living in Texas at that time. And the Dallas Cowboys went into New Orleans and we beat them on national TV. You know what I'm saying? We were probably one of the few teams to even beat them that year. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, what's up, Fred Woods? How you doing? West Coast, where are they all? TDs, are you a combo? Atlanta Red Zones. Hey, I'm kind of new to this. This chat. I'm new to this YouTube. I'm not used to screaming on live, but I'm used to it, so I don't know where my comments is going, to be honest with you. Live chats. Okay, bam. There we go. Now I got all my chats. There we go. There's ours up there now. James Tyson. What's up, man? I'm Tyson West Coast Cowboy. We got the same name. Let me see if I can see this some more. Not hide all live chat. Some said we got Byron. James says we got to put Byron on the island, safety over the top to help Cheeto. He will get tested. I mean, Cheeto is gonna get tested. My thing is this, right? I don't like accepting defeat, and I don't like showing my hand. So if they're gonna test Cheeto, I want to allow them. What's up with you, bro? I want them to earn that, just like in Atlanta. Like, Julio did his thing, but Julio, in my opinion, didn't earn the right for the Dallas Cowboys to change their defensive scheme and bracket him the entire game. Like, we kind of went into that game kind of knowing that Julio was going to get at least 60, 70 yards. Like, he's Julio freaking Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of went into that game knowing that we were going to give up something. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't want Julio to be in a position where he could single-handedly just take over that game. And we did that. And you got to think like this. Michael Thomas, yeah, he's a beast. He's a dog. But we play Odell every year, 2 games a year. And I don't see any wide receiver in the NFL presenting any harder task than Odell Beckham Jr. I just don't feel that. I don't see that any wide receiver can consistently do that, considering the fact that you play him 2 times a year. We have Michael Thomas 1 game with Drew Brees, obviously, different quarterback throwing to than Odell. But, I think Eli, he can sling it with the best of them, and especially against them Dallas Cowboys, he always steps up. So I just feel that there are avenues where the Dallas Cowboys can get a win, and I think along with the Saints having to play perfect, they're looking at this too. Like, well, looking at this defense, their offensive coordinator has to be telling them like, yo, against this defense, we're gonna have to play perfect. We're gonna have to play consistent, pass-heavy football to be able to win against these guys, because we have shown consistently that you're not going to run the ball on us. Like, that can't be the Saints. The Saints game plan going into this game has to be going in here to thinking there, okay, we going to have to try to at least run the ball on them, because we're not letting the ball. That's what I'm actually doing right now. Like, I was actually up this morning creating this hot boy. I'm about to do this breakdown on this hot boy Hot Boys versus Adrian Peterson. Put that out there in a little bit, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm breaking. That's what I'm actually doing right now. Like, let me see if I can flip this around. Like, that's what I'm working on right now. This Hot Boys versus Adrian Peterson, because Adrian Peterson only had 12 carries for 35 yards. The K Bibbs, the other guy, he had 3 carries for 17 yards. To be honest with you, he actually looked more effective than Adrian Peterson. But for whatever reason, they stuck with Adrian Peterson. Yeah, they stuck with him for whatever reason. But the Hot Boys did a really good job of just sealing him up. We did a really good job of just sealing him up. And the fact that we sealed him up so well, it put Colt McCoy in a bunch of bad positions where he was just throwing bad balls and he was just getting real shoddy on his decision making. Let's see, top chat. Let's get that again. He says, no doubt, get your bros. So sounds like it's about getting Tank, Randy, and D. Irv home. Get Drew off his spot. Yeah, man. But I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Drew Brees is one of them. He one of them athletic quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? He one of them athletic quarterbacks. Like, don't get me wrong. Like him and Alex Smith are like sneaky athletic to me. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in like you don't really go into the game. What's up with you, Fred? He says you don't. Fred says, who's your starting safety combo? I think, okay, let me finish this thought and I got you. You don't really go into this game really thinking that, I don't think you really go into this game thinking that he is going to necessarily light you up like that. But I think you have to go into this game knowing the fact that, you know, that Drew Brees will get outside the pocket. You know what I'm saying? He's by far not a Deshaun Watson. He's not a Dak Prescott. He's not RPO, and that's not what he's doing. They actually have that number 7 kid, the white dude with the curly hair. They got him who does a lot of that RPO funny style stuff. He's kind of like our Jordan Lewis. Like when Jordan Lewis comes on the field, everybody's like, get ready for some funny stuff. Like the whole defense is like, get ready for some funny stuff because some funny stuff is about to happen. You know what I'm saying? But he's like, that number 7. I gotta get his name, but number 7 is like their Jordan Lewis on offense. Whenever he comes into the game, be ready for the shenanigans. Like get ready for the shenanigans. Like DB, every time he comes in, he's like, I would say from what I've seen, I've only watched 2 games, and I would say if I had to run it off, 80% of the time when he's on the field, he's targeted. So like if he's on the field, there's a really good chance that number 7's getting the ball if he's on the field. And if he's in the backfield at the quarterback position, which they were doing that a lot. They were doing that real heavy toward the beginning of the season. They've kind of teetered off that a little bit. Probably Drew Brees probably got him like, yo, bruh, I'm not about to do no two style quarterback with nobody. Drew Brees probably talked to him about that, but they're not doing that as much. So they have him doing mostly kick returns and stuff like that, but they will put him back there and put him in type of a wildcat. So don't be surprised if you see Drew Brees come off the field and number 7 go out there and literally run some options. But, I mean, that's obvious football. Like, if you can't stop those type of plays, you're not a good defense. Like, real talk. Like, you see an offense literally change the quarterback out, and the quarterback that's coming on the field runs a 4-3. Bruh. Bruh. Like if you don't know if you can't understand in your mind something funny is about to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, he can sling that rock though. He can sling that thing. He sling it. He'll sling it like an 82, like a 1980 hustler on the block. He'll sling that thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not really. If you're gonna throw the ball, you're gonna throw with Drew Brees. You know what I'm saying? So when he does come on the field, get ready for the shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm looking at. There's just something about this. There's something about this game, man. Something about the fact that the Dallas Cowboys shut down the run, and when they shut down the run, what did it do? What is it doing? It's also producing more turnovers. And guess what? If we have an offense that's not like, let's just keep it 100. Like, if your offense ain't good, what do you need? What do you need? If your offense isn't really good, what do you need? What's the best thing you can do for your offense if it's not really good? My boy said gold. What do you think we need? I'm a good D. Hey, you know what? There's some smart people on YouTube. I didn't even think about that, but that is a good thing. But you know the answer I'm really looking for? You know what the answer I'm really looking for? Extra opportunities. Like if you're not a good offense, you know what you need? More opportunities. Like more opportunities to score. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not a good offense, the best thing that can help you is an opportunistic defense, which is the same thing. I guess we could say the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But a defense that gives you extra opportunities so that you can score. Like, okay, Dak, we went down there, you got a 3 and out. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out here and try to get you an interception. After I get this interception, we'll give you another time. Bam. Okay, y'all got a field goal. Okay, Dak. You didn't get, okay, offense, y'all didn't get understand what I said. We said go down there and score a touchdown. Okay. Bam, LVE gets the interception. Okay. We give you that's what an offense that isn't producing outside of a good defense, that's what they need. They need more opportunities to score. And to be honest with you, when you stop the running game, what does that do? That makes quarterbacks throw the ball more. Now, our defense leads the NFL. Now, I've been petitioning for this for the longest time, but there is a stat column that I think needs to be added into the NFL, and I think it's a stat that needs to say dropped interceptions, because there are and I know they say those are pretty much counted as deflections, but there are times where, like, guys literally have the ball like this in their hands, i.e. Xavier Woods, i.e. freaking Anthony Brown. There are literally times where they have the ball in their hand like this, and they drop it. If a wide receiver did that, that would not be considered an incompletion. I mean, on the wide receiver, that would be considered a what? A drop. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to come up with some way to start counting those, because, like, god dang, bro, like, how many times, like, Anthony Brown, I know for a fact, would be top 5 in the NFL. With how many times he didn't got his hand on the ball and it just. And I'm gonna tell you, Orlando Standrick, he would be he would be all stats. That would be the one stat claim to fame, that he led the NFL in most dropped interceptions, because he had a lot of those too. But what I'm saying is, man, we have now your defense is starting to feel like they can actually catch the ball. Like, they're starting to actually feel like they can get some of these interceptions. Why? Because last week, man, you had 3 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? And also, what was the correlation of that? Correlation was that you shut the whole run down. When the run down is gone, you turn everybody into pass-heavy teams. When you're a pass-heavy team, guess what? You have LVBE back there who's on them linebackers. You got DBs who are playing way more confident because of the interceptions. Now, obviously, you have Byron Jones. You have Chidobe Awuzie. I know some people ask me right now, who's my starting combo right now? My starting combo is what it's always been. Heath has to be back there. Heath has to be back there. That's just what it is. I think Heath and God I think Jeff Heath has Jesus Christ's cell phone number. Like, he either has his cell phone number or he has his pager number. He has something, whichever way, because I know there's prayer, and then there's one more form of communication that he has for his special people. Because I'm going to tell you, man, Jeff Heath always seems to make that call or that text to Jesus, and he just levitates right where the ball is. So because I know he has that type of relationship, he has to be back there. Like, this is honestly, these big games like this, these are really the games where Jeff Heath, not necessarily balls, but he makes a play. Like, I was live in effect in the building for that Oakland Raider game when he just came out of nowhere and freaking pushed the dude, pushed him, and then he flew. Like, I need that on the field. I need that lucky stuff on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need that on the field. So he gonna be on the field, and most importantly, man, Jeff Heath, right? I mean, it's probably not, I can't even really say right now, but Jeff Heath is the best safety that's been on the Dallas Cowboys for a minute, man. Probably, I mean, I would almost go to say that he's pretty much where Barry Church was, where when Barry Church left to go to Jacksonville, Jeff Heath is probably, I would say, a notch lower. The only thing that I would say that I like Jeff Heath over is the fact that, man, Jeff Heath don't get hurt as much. You know what I'm saying? Barry Church, he come there, tackle, and break both his arms. You know what I'm saying? So, one thing, when you're looking at your safeties, Jeff Heath has probably been the best safety for the Dallas Cowboys for probably the last 3 years. I mean, I know we ain't necessarily wanted. There was a saying that Brian Broder said about Jeff Heath, and I was like, dang, that's me. But it's true. He says, if Jeff Heath is your best safety, your team is in trouble. But if Jeff Heath is your worst safety, you got to goddamn, you have some really darn good safeties then. So you kind of see what I'm saying? Like, if you know what I'm saying, we've been in a situation where Jeff Heath has been our best safety. So our safety play hasn't been that good. Why? Because he's good, but he should not be our best safety. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a situation where you have guys that are better than Jeff Heath and he's like your third guy, you probably have one of the better safety cores in the NFL between the two guys. You know what I'm saying? So, man. My boy says, Fred says, I agree. Fred says, I've been dropping picks in Kansas City. Yeah. I'm looking. Let me find a charger real quick, yo. But hey, man, even if I can't find a charger because it's looking like I'm not, I am going to commit. I'm going to commit, yo, to coming more live on YouTube, man. I'm typically on Facebook a lot. I do a lot on Facebook. But one of my homies, man, Kuye over at Kuye Media, he said, West Coast, you need to stop playing and you need to get on YouTube, man. So I'm taking his advice and I'm getting on YouTube. So you're gonna see me guys on YouTube more and doing more stuff dedicated to YouTube. So I appreciate you guys for rocking with me this morning, man. It was a blessing, man, and look forward to more shows and things like this. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. Hey, Tyson West Coast Cowboy. I think I'm gonna do this every day. What y'all think? I mean, you jump on Facebook and you get my boy Fred, my boy Tyson on here already vibing with me. I'm liking and feeling, man. I'm loving it. So, hey, man, make sure y'all go on Facebook, follow your boy at Dallas Cowboy Scouting, or you can follow me right here at YouTube. Hey, I'll see y'all later on today. Peace. Never look down because stars are up. I don't even know how to end this. What you do? How you end it? I'm scared to hit that button.